What is success in life for you? Please stop for a minute. Okay, now let me help you. Success is harmony of mind. Success is being happy. Success is the realization of oneself and the discovery of one's potential. Success is fullness in life. Success is doing the activity that turns you on and you can do it again and again. Success is giving yourself to others and making this world better and other people happier. Success is constantly associated with the state of the soul. Our soul has come to this world to receive pleasure and to realize itself, and our mind, body and consciousness must support it in this. When our soul creates and realizes itself, we feel happy. When we feel and see that the creation of the soul and what we do brings great benefits to other people, we feel bliss. This is exactly what is called success. Success is fullness in life. Any realization of the talents of the soul is possible only thanks to other people. The soul does not create for itself. She creates for others to help them and to make the lives of others full and to give them a piece of happiness. The happy person passes on to others a particle of his happiness. The unhappy person passes on to others his unhappiness. Avoid unhappy people. If all people suddenly disappear, self-realization will become impossible. What is the point of writing books? No one will read them. What is the point of creating new models of clothes? No one will wear them. What is the point of building new ones, houses where no one will live? Obviously, that doesn't make sense. Here the dual nature of success is manifested. The soul creates and realizes itself, and also helps other people to become happier. The most accurate definition of success I could give would sound like this: success is the realization of your meanest talents that make our world better, more perfect, and people happier. I want you to be deeply aware that people who live only for themselves and collect wealth only for themselves are unhappy. They accumulate these riches in order to fill this mental void that has formed as a result of their meaningless life. But this void can only be filled with love, bringing value to other people. The soul is happy when it gives itself without remnant to make this world better. What is the meaning of all these riches that a person has accumulated when he leaves life? We are not eternal. The soul comes to create value, to be realized, and then to return home. If it doesn't create that value, but does something else, it feels bad. It feels that it has come into this world and is not doing what it wants. And the reason for this, it is blinded by success in the general understanding of this word. It pursues the illusory, and when it achieves it, if achieves at all, it understands the futility of what it has achieved. And what is success in common understanding? Wealth, money, material things. Fame, power, status. But it all comes from the ego. One wants to feel one's significance, but one does not understand that wealth, fame, status are an illusion. They are like seawater. No matter how much you drink, you'll never quench your thirst. That's why people chase them all their lives. They think that by making so much money they will be happy. When they go on stage they will be happy. When they get married, when they have children. You can check it. I say with 100% certainty that you will not be happy. More than that, your level of happiness will become even lower. You are moving away from your calling, and realizing this makes the soul even more unhappy. The more wealth, fame, status you receive, the more control the mind takes over life, and the further the role of the soul recedes. But true happiness comes from the soul. Success is harmony between soul and mind. The role of the mind is to help the soul to realize itself. We set the wrong priorities. We put the eternal body and material things first, and we put the immortal soul and inexhaustible riches last. The Bible says, "Gather riches in heaven, and not on earth." Our body is a means of transport for the soul. It is connected with the Supreme Mind, and only it is able to understand what is necessary for this world. The universe helps people to go their own way. It is the most energy efficient, and in our world everything flows through the path of least resistance. I always say that success is a normal coincidence. Failure is a deviation from the norm. If you're not as successful as you want to be now, then you're not doing it for which you were intended. Soul and mind are at odds. And the greater the disagreement, the more unhappy a person is. But don't think I'm saying that a person doesn't need the material. He even needs it a lot. And this is why when a person has no money, he is forced to go to work and do some nonsense. One spends 10 hours a day to make money, but doing so does not realize itself. The boss is the person who realizes himself at your expense. I say how this happens in most cases. Most people hate their job but work because they need money to survive. Material things create comfort for the soul. Material things organize this peace for the soul. It is much more pleasant for the soul to create masterpieces in places that inspire. It is much more pleasant to paint a picture in a house by the sea than in front of a garbage container. The soul needs peace and comfort to create. But what peace can there be if there is not enough money in the family and every day the man and the woman quarrel on this occasion? It takes time for the soul to express itself. Only after some time can the value created by the soul be sold, and sold hundreds, maybe thousands of times more expensive than a person earns at work. But it takes time to create such value. The material is important, but only to meet the needs of man. I will say honestly, if a person does not receive income, it is harder to create masterpieces. Reason keeps saying, what you're doing is good, but what are we going to live with? And this question constantly and strongly distracts a person from creativity. It takes our happiness. To exclude this dialogue, our favorite pastime must bring money. Of course, the mind will then start asking other questions, but the more money your favorite activity brings, the less painful and distracting these questions become. Often people have jobs, make money, but they also have hobbies. What is this hobby? The hobby is an activity for the soul that does not bring income. But why not turn the hobby into a job? The happiest people are those for whom the hobby is a job. They do their favorite activity non-stop. Everything I talk about work, about money, I want to explain with two important thoughts. The soul and the mind must be in harmony. The intangible must always come first. You have to focus on the intangible. The material will come as a consequence. Here are the right priorities in life: happiness, health, wealth. And many people live by the scheme: wealth, health, happiness. Worse, there are people who live by the scheme: wealth, wealth, wealth. Not surprisingly, they are unhappy. These people have millions, but they have no friends. They have family problems. They have problems in their relationships with people. Because they think that all the people around them are with them only because of the money. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want such happiness. When the priorities in life are arranged correctly, wealth arises as a consequence. No sense in telling you now, I don't want to ruin the surprise. A high level of happiness and health inevitably leads to a high level of income. Material things and riches can only serve as a supplement to our happiness. They cannot be a base. And a base we have already discussed above.